Hey, good morning. Joe here. It's Firearms Friday. We're in the range at Larry's Pistol and Pawn on North Memorial Parkway. So today I want to talk about something called minute of angle, also called MOA. But I don't want to talk about it myself. I wanted to talk to an expert about it. So I brought in our master gunsmith here at Larry's on the Parkway, Warren. Warren is with us today. Warren is the guy I go to when I have questions about shooting these kinds of things. So what I want to do is talk to Warren a little bit. He's going to talk to us and tell us about MOA. So Warren, I've got two questions for you. Number one, what is MOA, minute of angle? And number two, why do we care?
Okay.
People who are buying guns.
So minute of angle is just a unit of measurement. So there are 360 degrees in a circle. There are 60 minutes inside of each degree. So it is 1/60th of 1 degree. So it is a teeny tiny angle. It is actually smaller than we can perceive with the human eye. So when we're talking about MOA in relation to guns, we're talking about one of two things typically. Accuracy potential of a rifle at distance, and the size of a projected dot or reticle in a small holographic or red dot sight that has become that has become popular for use on pistols and carbines. So first, with a rifle, you will hear a manufacturer say, our guns are capable of 1 MOA accuracy. Well, what that means, they are talking about the amount of variance that there will be from shot to shot in the bullet flight path. So 1 MOA means that the flight path of the bullet, if the shooter does their job, will at maximum be 1/60th of 1 degree separate from each other. So as that's coming out here, and this is not 1 minute of angle. That's like 3 degrees. I can't draw 1 minute of angle. But from 100 yards, the math just happens to magically work out that 1 MOA of variance equals almost exactly 1 inch. It's close enough to being exact for us to just say it's 1 inch. So 1 MOA accuracy at 100 yards is a 1 inch group. 3 inch group at 300 yards is also 1 MOA accuracy. 7.7 inches at 770 yards is 1 MOA accuracy. So looking at this chart is talking about shotguns, but it still works for us. The important thing to just remember is that the farther out you get, the greater the variance is, but that is still the same angle. So, excuse me. So when we're talking about handguns, or not handguns, but optic sights on handguns, we're referring to the field of view that is occupied by the red dot or sighting reticle. So these are not physical sights. What you're actually looking at is not a physical solid object. It is a projected sight using light projected onto or into glass, whether it is a red dot or a holographic sight. And we are talking about how much of your field of view is that dot covering. So a small red dot or green dot sight would be 1 MOA or 2 MOA. A large would be, 8 MOA or 10 MOA, and there's everything in between. So the, again, thing to remember is that the farther out we get, the larger this circle becomes. So if we're trying to shoot at, say, 100 yards, and we have a 1 MOA sight, well, that's going to be pretty good. So this is a 4-inch target. So if I'm trying to hit this at 100 yards, roughly 1 MOA sight is going to appear that big on the target. And that's going to work really well. I'm a human, I can't hold perfectly still, but the little variances we get in there, as long as we keep in the center, we're going to get good hits. But let's say we have an 8 MOA sight represented by this plate. Well, at 100 yards, my sight's bigger than my target is. So it's not impossible to make hits, but it's going to be much more difficult to make precision hits. You have to center the target in the dot instead of centering the dot in the target, which is not ideal. So why would you ever want to have a giant red dot sight? Because the larger the sight, the more rapid the sight acquisition. Our eyes can pick up a big dot faster than it can a small dot. So this 8 MOA sight that's 8 inches across at 100 yards, if you come into 10 yards, it now is covering 0.8 inches of the target. So it's not like this, it's like this. So now that is more than accurate enough to get good hits on like a defensive intended firearm. So you're going to be engaging at 3 yards, 5 yards, 8 yards. That is plenty, and your eye is going to be able to pick it up, where that little 1 MOA dot is so teeny tiny that you're going to be sitting there looking for it instead of firing, and that means you're losing the fight. So when someone comes in and says, do I want a 1 MOA or a 3 MOA or a 6 MOA? You know, this guy on the internet said this and that guy is like, you know, our question is, what is the intended application? And from there we can guide you. And we have some optic mounted on the handguns that are available in the range here. So you can come back here and, you know, find out, what does this mean? What's it like to shoot this? And that will guide you better than any kind of video watching or reading articles.
Okay, well, that's a great explanation, Warren. I really appreciate that. I know our viewers do, because I've had a lot of people ask me, hey, do I want a 1 MOA or do I want a 4 MOA or whatever? And try to explain this to people who don't understand anything is a little difficult here with all the noise in the range typically. So great job explaining that. Really well done here with the graphics and everything. That really makes it simple. If you want to have a quick acquisition, then for a close-in defense gun, larger numbered MOA is what you want. If you're looking for a farther distance out, then 1, 2 MOA, something like that is really what you're looking for.
Absolutely.
All right, great job, Warren. Thanks very much for joining us this morning. Thanks to all of you for watching and tuning in. I got to say, we're like pushing on like 120,000 views on Larry's website, so that's pretty impressive for us. We really appreciate you doing that. While you're doing that, come in and shoot with us here at the range. You remember, we're open Tuesday through Friday, 10 till 6. Ladies shoot free on Wednesday. So ladies, come in and shoot with us on Wednesday for free. Retired folks shoot free on Thursday. Saturday, we're here from 9 till 4. All right. All of us here at Larry's want you guys out there to stay armed and stay safe. Bye-bye.